Right now at noon, the ACLU strikes back after the governor signs a bill banning gender-affirming care for Oklahoma's youth.
We've had ourselves an absolutely gorgeous spring day out there. How long is this gorgeous weather going to last? We'll break it down coming up.
Change to pandemic-era U.S. immigration policy could cause a surge of migrants seeking asylum. How the president plans to support the border.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The ACLU announces a lawsuit after Oklahoma's governor signs controversial bill banning gender-affirming care. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, Republican Governor Kevin Stitt signed the bill into law Monday night. And now doctors and families are challenging the ban in court. The bill bars healthcare professionals from providing gender-affirming care to those under the age of 18 in the form of surgeries, puberty-blocking medication, and hormone treatments. Healthcare providers accused of violating the new law could face felony charges. It does leave certain exemptions for minors who currently are receiving treatment. Now, in the lawsuit, the ACLU states the ban violates the constitutional rights of young Oklahomans and their parents. The Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma reacts after Governor Stitt vetoes Senate Bill 429. The bill would have allowed all Native American students in Oklahoma to wear tribal regalia at school ceremonies. That includes things like eagle feathers on graduation caps or during other school functions. The Choctaw chief says the bill was not controversial, but rather a popular common sense measure with no cost for the state or schools. He hopes the House and Senate move quickly to override the veto. Cherokee Nation also released a statement saying Oklahoma law protects the rights of Native American students to wear regalia and other culturally significant items during graduation ceremonies. Well, it's a little cool outside, but it's turning out to be a gorgeous spring day. Chris Warner joins us with the first look at the forecast.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely beautiful day. Plentiful sunshine, getting a few high clouds out there, but nothing too crazy across the area. 7th in range line, again, blue skies, a few high clouds. From the MoDOT camera at 32nd in range line, you can see those blue skies up there, and again, plentiful sunshine. And it's a carbon copy view from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, more than enough sunshine to go around. However, that sunshine, it's going to go away here before too much longer. We'll talk about that in a few more minutes. Started at 41 yesterday, so again, not where we should be. We made it up to 69, so at least it's a little closer to where we should be for this time of year. Temperatures right now across the air looking pretty darn good. Again, out to the west, a little bit warmer, so we got 72 Sedan, 71 Neodesha, 72 Chanute, 69 Oswego and Miami, 66 in Neosho, Carthage, Lamar, Nevada, and 67 Joplin, Pittsburgh, and Fort Scott. Here's what we are keeping an eye on as we go through the rest of this day. We got the warm weather today, those increasing clouds later in the evening, and then we're going to watch thunderstorms begin to move in late tonight and into the overnight hours, and those are going to last with us the majority of our Thursday. And we're watching the shower and thunderstorm chances that we have ahead of us next week. And of course, we want to remind you to stay ahead of the latest forecast. Make sure you've got all the weather information you need wherever you are. You can scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store and download the KOAM Skywatch weather app. The best thing is it is free. We'll have more on the storm chances tomorrow and next week, again, here in a few more minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. Authorities hold a press conference after the arrest of a man wanted in the execution-style shooting of 5 people at a house in Texas. 38-year-old Francisco Oropesa was taken into custody last night, just 30 minutes from where he allegedly shot and killed his neighbors, including a young boy, after one neighbor asked him to stop firing his gun in his yard. The San Jacinto County Sheriff says Oropesa is being held on a $5 million bond. The sheriff says several other people have been arrested, accused of helping the suspect hide. Large groups of migrants are working their way towards the U.S. in anticipation of the end of a program that denied them entry because of the COVID pandemic. And now the Biden administration is taking steps to be ready when they reach the southern border. Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
The Pentagon is temporarily deploying 1,500 soldiers and Marines to the southern border to help as migrants flow to the area in anticipation of the end of Title 42.
For 90 days, these 1,500 military personnel who will be sourced from the active duty component will fill critical capability gaps, such as ground-based detection and monitoring, data entry, and warehouse support.
The Trump administration began enforcing Title 42 3 years ago to help stem the spread of COVID. The rule makes it easier to expel migrants seeking asylum, but it is coming to an end next week.
In light of the changes on May 11th and the anticipated surge, DHS did reach out and request this support.
Customs and Border Patrol officials say as many as 10,000 migrants could cross the southern border every day, nearly doubling the daily average in March. Overnight, the White House announced it's reached a deal with Mexico that will, for the first time, admit some non-Mexican migrants deported from the U.S. who entered the country illegally. As part of the deal, the U.S. will allow up to 100,000 migrants from Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba, and Nicaragua live and work in the U.S. as long as they have family already here. Migrants from these countries who are expelled from the U.S. for illegally crossing the border will be accepted by Mexico.
Some of the new rule changes are probably going to dissuade some people, hopefully, from coming across because they will not be eligible for asylum under these new rules.
Border crossers who come to the U.S. illegally face a 5-year ban on re-entry and could face jail time if they're caught again. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The Biden administration also announced it has increased the number of flights exporting undocumented immigrants out of the U.S., hoping to discourage migrants from coming to the U.S. border in the first place. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at Noon, wind power is growing exponentially. But what do you do with all those old blades when they're no longer used? Well, most end up in the landfill. Some companies are finding innovative ways to recycle and reuse them. And later, we're making Fiesta pull-apart bread in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, driven mainly by wind and solar power, green energy surpassed coal for U.S. electricity generation for the first time last year. But there's also a growing problem for this industry: what to do with all the solar panels and wind turbine blades when they wear out. Ben Tracy takes us to recycling facilities in Arizona and in Missouri to find out.
This panel is not necessarily suitable for reuse.
At this solar panel recycling plant in Yuma, Arizona,
Hey, I like talking trash.
Dwight Clark oversees the machines that can process more than 7,000 used solar panels a day. Solar is the fastest growing source of energy in the U.S. The panels last for 25 to 30 years, but more than 90% of used solar panels end up in landfills. By 2030, the amount due to be retired would cover about 3,000 football fields.
There was no planning to handle the waste.
Adam Sagai is CEO of the simply named We Recycle Solar in Yuma.
We said, what can we come up with that just gets right to the point?
You found it.
He says a tsunami of solar waste is coming, and his company hopes to ride the wave by recycling or reusing nearly 70 million pounds of panels each year. They are mostly made of glass and aluminum, valuable and reusable materials. As solar panels improve, many are being ripped out long before they age out.
How old are these?
About 3 to 4 years old. There's absolutely a market for someone to take 3 to 4 year old panels.
I would take 3 to 4 year old panels, put them on my house.
Exactly. 90% efficiency.
The problem is the trash, not the technology. Scientists say renewable energy, mainly solar and wind power, is key to combating climate change, allowing us to ditch fossil fuels and their planet-warming carbon emissions. But the answer, blowing in the wind, raises an uncomfortable question.
What is all this stuff?
This is our storage of windmill blades before we process them.
This quarry outside of Louisiana, Missouri is filled with decommissioned wind turbines and nearly 200-foot-long blades chopped into several pieces. They are built not to break.
There's balsa wood, there's fiberglass, there's the resin.
But it's Julie Angelo's job to break them. She's with Veolia, a company that figured out how to cut these blades down to size so they can be recycled.
So if you weren't recycling all of this, what would happen?
What would, or what also does happen, unfortunately, a lot of those end up in landfill.
These windmill blades are being buried in the ground in Casper, Wyoming. By 2050, the world's wind industry is estimated to produce more than 47 million tons of blade waste each year. a black eye for green energy. Veolia spent months finding the right mix of industrial shredders to tear them apart.
So from a massive windmill turbine blade to this.
To this, yes.
They sell the blade remains to cement companies, which use it to fuel their kilns instead of coal. They say that cuts their planet-warming carbon emissions by nearly 30%. Overall, the renewable recycling industry is small, and it's still cheaper to send the waste to landfills. But in Europe, used blades are being remade into everything from playgrounds to bike shelters to bridges. So far, Veolia has processed nearly 3,000 blades.
You took something that's supposed to be indestructible and you've destroyed it.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And the renewable revolution should provide an endless supply of business. Ben Tracy, CBS News.
Still to come on the KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
Are you looking for something new to serve with your margarita on Cinco de Mayo? We've got it, and I promise that it'll deliver a fiesta of flavors.
But first, we are tracking showers and thunderstorms that'll be making their way into the area overnight and into tomorrow. Take a look at those storm chances when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM morning news. My goodness, is it Friday yet? Because if it's not, it needs to be. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. We have got some thunderstorm chances rolling into the area as we head into the evening and overnight hours, and then for the majority of our Thursday. So let's take a look at that. First, we're going to look at the thunderstorm potential map. This light green area, these are just thunderstorms. This is really for late tonight into the overnight, and then really, this is a low wind risk for a strong storm or two in this dark green area here, but this is looking to be more likely now late Thursday into early Friday, and then by Friday morning we'll have a few remnant thunderstorms, and then this first batch of storms will be out of here. So let's take a look at the future track. We're going to 6 o'clock this evening. Clouds will be increasing across the area, and they will continue to do so as we head into the late night hours. By 10 o'clock, could see a couple of scattered storms out there, and then as we get into the overnight, there's some disagreement among the computer models. I think this one is more accurate. Some don't show any storms until later in the morning. Some show them a little bit earlier. I think this one's a little more accurate. But we're looking at thunderstorms overnight. As you can see, they are scattered. Here we are at 5 a.m. Again, very scattered thunderstorms. And we'll see that continue through the morning. And it won't be until later in the day where they'll start to actually get a little more organized. So everybody will get in on the rain, just not all at once. By 11 o'clock, we've got some more showers and thunderstorms out there. And by 2, you can see we continue to hold on to those showers and storms. Then as we head into Thursday evening, that's when a bigger batch will start to roll in. And that's when our better chances of more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity is as we head through the evening and overnight Thursday into Friday, and that's when our best chance for maybe a strong storm or two will be, is overnight into early Friday morning. So here we are about 2, 3 o'clock, and we head into about 5 a.m. We are holding on to a few of those scattered showers and thunderstorms, but then roughly by about 7, 8 o'clock, they're going to start to roll on out of here. So let's take a look at the forecast. So again, this is what I'm saying. Some of the computers believe that we won't get that much early. Some think we will. Otherwise, through the day, we'll have that off and on chance of showers and thunderstorms. And that's why this little chart kind of goes up and down, because we'll be experiencing those scattered showers. 7th and range line, our camera there. We got a few high clouds. Otherwise, not too bad. Same from the view at the MoDOT camera at 32nd and range line. Looking pretty good today. And from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, just south of Pittsburgh. Plentiful sunshine out there. Let's talk temperatures. And it is a perfect spring-like day. We're at 67 in Joplin. We've got a variable breeze at about 4 miles an hour. In Pittsburgh, we're not that far off, sitting right at 67. Calm breeze out there, but you can see how dry we are. Humidity's 22%, dew point's only 27, and that's going to change, of course, as the evening progresses. Well, out west, a little warmer, 72 in Chanute and Sedan, 71 Neodesha, 68 Chatopa, 69 Miami, and 66 Neosho, Carthage, and Lamar. Still looking at those highs for the most part, mid to, or lower to upper. It has to be Friday soon. Has to be. Lower to mid 70s for highs for us today. Out west, a little bit warmer in that mid to upper 70 range. My goodness, just am not with it today. We'll have the clouds increasing as we head into the evening, and we'll start to drop back down. But what's nice about this evening is nowhere near as cold as it has been. We're going to be in the lower 50s. Got the mid 60s tomorrow with those rain chances, so they will keep our temperatures down a bit. As we look ahead, the storms clear out Friday. We're going to be near 80. Saturday, great day to get outside and enjoy because it's going to be quite warm, quite nice. And then we have additional shower and thunderstorm chances Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. But our temperatures remaining warm, lower 80s, and our lows staying quite nice into the 60s.
I wish those highs could stay in the 70s.
I'm
Getting
okay
up there
with
too
the
fast.
lower 80s, as long as it's not muggy.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. Just in time for Cinco de Mayo, we're making Fiesta pull-apart bread after the break. With Cinco de Mayo just around the corner, we've got a fun, shareable recipe that pairs perfect with a cold margarita. We're making Fiesta pull-apart bread in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Cinco de Mayo is only a couple days away, and while I love tacos as much as the next person, I thought I'd shake things up with something that's new, that's bursting with Tex-Mex flavor. So today, we're making a fun pull-apart bread with a tasty twist. It's easy, and it goes together like this. The next time that you're at the store, pick up a round, crusty sourdough or hearty white bread, like this one. Then, using a serrated knife, make cuts 2 inches deep, roughly an inch apart. Turn the bread, and then repeat that one more time, so you end up with a crisscross pattern. Now we mix cream cheese with a bit of taco seasoning, a can of chopped green chilies, some cilantro, and a good amount of shredded Mexican cheese blend. We spread this into the slits, making sure that there's plenty of cheesy goodness in every bite. This will get wrapped in foil and into the oven it goes until the bread and filling are piping hot. Come party time, peel back the foil and sprinkle on some grated queso cotija, which is a Mexican-style cheese, and let the festivities begin. As you pull apart the crusty bread, out comes the cheesy filling. To get the recipe for our Fiesta pull-apart bread, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fun and festive way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
Clouds will increase later today. Showers and storms overnight through Thursday into Friday morning. Warmer Friday, nice day Saturday to get out and enjoy. More storm chances to kick off next week. Temperatures remain warm in the lower 80s.
All right, well, coming up tonight at 5, a possible breakthrough in the treatment of brain cancer. And Health Watch, more about a little device that could help doctors deliver chemotherapy in a new way. Plus, lifeguards are vital to community pools, and we speak with Joplin Parks and Rec about the hiring season and shortages. And Special Olympic athletes continue competing across Southeast Kansas as we head to Erie High School. Join us for those stories, much more tonight on the KOAM News at 5.
And we want to thank you so much for joining us for the KOAM News at noon.
And the rest of the team will see you right back here at 5 o'clock.